Okay guys, so first off, I just want to say I have officially made Andaull sweatshirts. If you guys want to see that, go ahead and click the link up in the I button right now and it will take you to my shop. And right now all I got is sweatshirts, but I want to see if you guys want merchandise, as well as follow my Instagram, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and all that other stuff, because I have everything ready. Plus I have opened up a Facebook group, so be sure to go look on that. I will drop all the links to that in the description below. There'll probably be I boxes up here about these times. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this awesome story. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I know I'm going to enjoy recording it for you. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. Today, I got in contact with George's Pubenstein after 3 times of calling him, which left me to his voicemail, which said, "Hi, this is George Pubenstein. If you are looking for him, then he is busy animating or something, so leave a message, thank you." I left a message. This is what it says. "Hi, this is Aiden. I was wondering if you can give me more information about SpongeBob's schizophrenia. I've seen the tape, so please just contact me. Thank you." An hour later, he contacted me. At first, he was crying for the first minute or two. Then he said this. "Hi, Aiden. This is George. I'm the animator for SpongeBob's Schizophrenia. I wanted to tell you I did animate that, and I was forced to. So this is what happened. I was recently hired as an animator for SpongeBob SquarePants, and these 2 people told me that they were directors for a new SpongeBob episode, and they told me to follow them. They knocked me out, and when I woke up, I was strapped to a chair in a warehouse. Those 2 people told me to work on SpongeBob Schizophrenia. They told me the story, then they forced me to animate it. It was hell on earth. A few days later, they let me go. It was on February 17th, 2014 when they hijacked it on TV. I seen the full episode and I couldn't go to sleep for a whole week. I asked him about the audio and how it was loud and weird at the 9-minute mark. He said this: "The loud static contains screams and people getting murdered while there is static." I said thank you, and contact me when you can remember more information. Then I hung up. I will blog tomorrow or something. Bye. Well, today was a little interesting. I was looking at my blog and it had 145 followers. One of those followers is Andrew Schizo. He is an animator, and apparently he was one of the animators for the SpongeBob Schizophrenia series. He emailed me saying this: "Hi, this is Andrew. I am one of the animators for the SpongeBob Schizophrenia series. If you want to contact me, here is my number. Thanks." So I decided to give him a call, and this is what he said. "Hi Aiden, this is Andrew, the one who emailed you. I wanted to talk to you about that series. I was 23, a fresh new animator out of college. I was thinking of studios to animate for, and the first thing that popped in my mind was Nickelodeon. So I contacted them to see if they were hiring animators. Surprisingly, they were hiring animators, so I got hired for Nickelodeon. I was told by a manager of the studio that I was going to animate SpongeBob SquarePants. I was so excited. On my first day, I was sketching SpongeBob. The second day, I was approached by Jill and Philip. They told me that they were managers for SpongeBob SquarePants. They also told me to follow them to their office. I was gullible back then, so I followed them. When they stopped, we were at an abandoned office. As soon as I looked at the office, everything went black. I woke up in a warehouse with a guy named George. They told me to animate now or they will kill me. So I did. There was more episodes we made. I have all of them, but I will send them through a period of time. I asked him if there were credits at the end of the first episode. He said yes, and I will send them in the mail maybe tomorrow. I hung up. That's all I needed to know. Today I received a package from Andrew. It was a box. Inside the box was the DVD titled Ending Credits. I immediately remembered the phone call yesterday. I put the DVD in my DVD player and it cut to the credits of the episode. This is what they said. Credits: Philip, Rep, Jill Francis, Andrew, George, Andy Freer, Nick Junes, Stephen Hillenberg, Denton Reeves, Harp Newitt, Tech Worth, Torno Rug. Then the DVD ends. The credits had no audio at all, which was sorta weird. I do have a question. Why is Steve Hillenberg in the credits? I am still weirded out by the fact that Stephen Hillenberg was in those credits, but I decided to give him a call. Call 322-17. Hi, Stephen, hi. Do you know SpongeBob's Schizophrenia? Stephen, dead silent. That, fine. Stephen said, so it was 2013 and I remembered that I hired 2 junior managers for my show. Well, it turns out that they were apparently black market users. So one day I was called into my office by Jill and Philip. They told me they needed me for a minute. Well, it was way over a minute. I ended up in a warehouse. They turned at me and said, right now. I looked down at the table and there was a piece of paper and a pencil. They told me that they were going to make a new series called SpongeBob's Schizophrenia. I wrote the horrible story for them. A few days later, I was called into my office again. It was Jill and Philip, but they had a VCR player. They told me to sit down, so I did sit down. They put in a tape, then they pressed play. What I saw was a hell right in front of me. Yes, I have seen that. Steven says, oh, and then starts sobbing. Steven said, I'm gonna go, my God. Call ended. Well, there I have it. There is Steven's story. I got mail from Andrew. It was a box again, and it contained a VHS tape called SpongeBob's Schizophrenia Episode 2. Yes, I said as I rushed to my VCR player. I put the tape in and pressed play. It started out with an intro. Who has schizophrenia? SpongeBob. Who is gonna murder everyone? SpongeBob. Who are you gonna hail to? SpongeBob. The intro then ended and cut to an episode card saying, SpongeBob before the murders. It cut to SpongeBob's house, then to his room where he was playing with a paddle ball with Gary. He proceeds to stand up and goes to the kitchen. Then he is shown cutting up some beef meat. Then he says under his breath, kill. Then proceeds to chop up the meat. Then he eats it and goes outside. He is shown walking with Patrick to the Krusty Krab. SpongeBob then says, Patrick, would you ever kill someone? Patrick says, no, SpongeBob. Then proceeds to say, I have these voices in my head saying, to kill people. I don't know why, but I don't want to kill. I'm SpongeBob SquarePants. Why would I kill? I have been happy my whole entire life. And this is what it had to come to, isn't it? A sponge wanting to kill people? Then so be it. For the love of fish, I'm going nuts, Patrick. Patrick says nothing. Then it cuts to the Krusty Krab and into the kitchen. SpongeBob is making Krabby Patties on the stove. Then out of nowhere, a deep voice says, do it. Kill them. This voice says it about 30 times. I could be wrong. Then SpongeBob says, yes, I will kill them all. A time card says 1 day before the murders. Then it cuts to SpongeBob's room with SpongeBob sitting there looking at the floor saying, I will do it. Then SpongeBob looks at the screen briefly and the episode ends and cuts to the credits. I noticed something odd about this credit. Steven's name was not shown. Hi, this is Jill Francis. I will get you. I do not know why you guys get in my account and do this shit. So today I got in contact with TechWorth. Call start. Me. Hi, do you know anything about SpongeBob Schizophrenia? Tech said yes. Me. Okay, do you have a story? Tech said yes. Me. Can you tell me that story? Tech said yes. So it started maybe 3 or 4 years ago at Nickelodeon Studios. I was an animator for SpongeBob at the time. One random day, these two f***s named Jill and Philip came up to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be in our new SpongeBob project?" Yes, I said. So they took me to a warehouse with some other people. Come and sit down. So I sat. They told me in the ugliest voice, "Animate or you will die in pain." So I animated this shit out of the series. I wasn't amused when they showed me the episodes. Man, I hope those fuckers are dead. They whipped and punched me. After it was over, I quit Nickelodeon Studios and moved to a new location. Man, it has been so long. I said thank you. That's all I needed to know. Call ended. Wow, I can't believe it. I got another episode today. It is called Running the Boys from Andrew. It was a VHS tape. I played it on my VCR and clicked play. It started out with the intro from the previous episode, but this episode had better animation. It cuts to Patrick's house where SpongeBob and Patrick are playing on their new video game system they got. The game that they were playing was called Fish Fighters. Then SpongeBob says, "I am gonna beat you." He does. SpongeBob laughs in victory while Patrick just sits there looking at the game over screen. Then it cuts to downtown Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob is shown walking on the sidewalk with some groceries. Then out of nowhere, some fish that looks like 1950 gang members just came up to SpongeBob. They say, "Give us all the stuff." SpongeBob then refuses this and grabs out a very large sword, then proceeds to chase them. This goes on for about 6 minutes, but it showed different angles of the chase, which was really odd. Then it goes to an alleyway with a gang of members and SpongeBob. SpongeBob then says, "Who's up first?" with a crazy look. The gang members scream and it cuts to a view of the sidewalk not showing the alleyway at all. There's a sword sound, then it cuts to SpongeBob and Patrick. SpongeBob says to Patrick, "What a day." They proceed to laugh and it cuts to the credits. I took the tape out in amazement. There was no gore in this episode, I thought, but I do have a question again. Why was there excellent animation? Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you guys have enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button down below, leave a comment in the comment section down below, let me know if you guys have enjoyed this story. Also, when you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell with it. It'll notify you every time I upload or live stream whatever I'm doing that day or whatever. It'll notify you on your phone. You'll get a little notification. It'll tell you that I'm live streaming, you know. With that said, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, read the story yourself. The link will be down in the description below. Also, the link to all my Twitter, my Snapchat, my Instagram, and my new Facebook page, as well with the link to my shirt store. And also, I got a Storyfire app. I also got the Storyfire app, so be sure to go follow me on all of that. And I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Andaull, and peace out.